Hey everybody, we got renewed. We're back. I'm Phil.
And I'm Jenny.
Welcome to another edition of Angry Asian America on ISAtv. We got a new set.
I got new hair.
We got a new attitude.
Yes.
We're back.
So speaking of our show getting renewed, we're so excited that Fresh Off the Boat is getting a second season. Come on, right?
Big time.
So today we just have to talk about TV. Last season was amazing, historical, and man, there's so much exciting news for Asian Americans in television in this upcoming season. So man, we're gonna just cover it all.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I don't know, what do you think? Fresh Off the Boat season 2? You looking good? You're excited?
Yeah, I'm excited because I feel like, I don't know if people follow shows that closely, but I know especially because it was so important to Asian Americans, everyone was all up in its business. Like, oh, what was the content of the first episode? Second, like we were tracking how the writing was, right? Who was featured.
Yeah.
And I think if I were to recap what happened last season, I think if it was just as far as first seasons go for television, because television's so hard to make, it was really good.
Yeah.
Like it was really solid. Like the baseline of humor, the baseline of funniness, the baseline of like stuff that they covered that was just so specific to being an Asian immigrant family was all in there. Like
Right.
the fact that we couldn't go into sleepovers because my parents were like, you know, scared or something.
Or the entire issues of food
Yeah.
and like family
Yeah.
and like fitting in. I mean, these are just things that like really resonated with a lot of people, and I think it did a really great job of capturing those things. I also think that this show, I've never seen a show more scrutinized
Yes.
by the community than this
Totally.
show. You know what I mean? People were just I think it was predictable. We've been talking about this show before it even aired on this show.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a really big deal, and I think it had a lot of pressure on it
Totally.
to deliver.
When you're the only one, man.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think, so looking ahead to season 2, I think that now the show's, arguably for the most part a success
Yeah.
on a creative level and on a ratings level and all that. I hope that it has a chance to breathe a little bit and not have so much all these eyes on it and all this like pressure,
I mean, but for real though, like, even if second season means more episodes, don't you think we're still gonna scrutinize
Yeah,
it, right?
yeah.
Like, I mean, because, some of the scrutiny that they did see in the first season that really came up in our little show, right, our post show,
Yeah.
was the way that, little Eddie and blackness and hip hop culture was represented. Now, number one, let's just put it out there. The Nielsen ratings, who are the people who kind of collect all of the ratings officially for who's watching and the demographics, they broke it down, and Black folks love them some Fresh Off the Boat, number one, okay? And a lot of them talk about how it really brings up hip hop culture in the 90s and how they love that. But in terms of like cultural commentary, it got a little dicey, with what it meant for the first time, this little Asian boy, right, to be all about wearing Biggie on his shirt and like talking with like that swag of like hip hop and sort of blackness, right? Sometimes they call it African American or Black vernacular, right?
what I also love is the fact that this is a show that we could celebrate to some degree, and people could watch with their families and like little kids. I heard all these stories about little kids being able to watch the show and be
So
like,
cute.
hey, he's Asian like me,
Yeah.
like, and when was that? When did anybody ever get to say that?
I'm actually curious though, for our ISAtv audience, like, did you watch the show, number one? Comment below. And when you watched it, did you watch it like when it aired? Or did you watch it on Hulu Plus or on ABC Go? You know what I'm saying? And if you watched it, did you watch it with friends or family? Because I know for us, because we were doing Fresh Off the Show, our little post show, we encouraged people to watch with us, right? And
Yeah.
live tweet and then have a conversation. And so we loved it that like people had little like potlucks. There was a group of friends of ours who did a fobluck,
Yes.
right? Where they all got together, they brought food, and
We had some mean hot pots ourselves.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
just hashtag Fresh Off the Show, check it out. But comment below and let us know, like, how did you watch? Because I think, with the way that people talk about millennials or young folks, or even understanding us as Asian Americans as like a demographic group, they don't know how we behave, or they think that we're some big
Right.
mystery, or that, but honestly, more than Asian Americans are watching Fresh Off the Boat, which is why it's getting renewed.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. But I'm curious about, how did you watch the show? Fresh Off the Boat, it's gonna be out of control and awesome. Like, that's just period. I can only expect better things. But I think we have to talk about the fact that we're gonna double down on the Asian family next season. Oh my God, have you heard this?
Dr. Ken!
Dr. Ken! What? Number one, I'm a stand-up comic, so I love that Dr. Ken Jeong is getting his due with like his own show. And it's on NBC.
ABC. It's
ABC,
also
my
ABC.
bad.
ABC doubled down with
Yo,
the Asian families, okay?
ABC is doubling down on the Asian family. And the premise of the Dr. Ken show is he's this irreverent doctor. Of course, he's good at his job, but of course, he's like kind of mean, I'll be honest. His character is kind of mean.
Bad bedside manner.
Yeah, bad bedside manner. And he has a wife who's awesome, and then also who's very understanding.
Yes.
And then 2 kids, a teenage girl and a really adorable young kid who, by the way, played the Jewish adoptee character in Fresh Off the Boat season 1.
Albert Sy played Philip Goldstein. Yes.
Shout out to Albert Sy, Philip Goldstein. So, and it's just, they're adorable. And I love that it's like they have this we get another family in the universe of pop culture for America to see.
And if you look at the trailer for Dr. Ken, they're very different from the Huangs, right?
Oh yeah.
They're super different.
Totally.
And I love that our community has room to have those 2 different kinds of families. Hopefully it's been, look, I'm waiting for the day we have 4 Asian American families on TV.
Oh my
8,
God.
12, whatever, you know, and they can all be different. I think that's really awesome.
You know, it actually reminds me of an article that came out, and I'm terrible, I don't remember the reference, but where they basically were talking about how, you know, because diverse programming is usually so one-off, it gets so much scrutiny and it's such in the spotlight that if it works or doesn't work, it becomes this huge deal.
Right.
When in reality, in television, if you look at how many ideas that they burn through that is focused on white people, the success rate is very low.
It's actually expected to fail.
Yeah, it's expected
they work
to fail.
it into the formula.
It is a part of their loss, the sort of budgeting business loss. And so, you know, and that's what I loved about this article, which is like, because something is like Asian or whatever, and you don't really typically see it, people put undue scrutiny on its ability to succeed or not. And thankfully, Fresh Off the Boat was a success. But I mean, if you put it in perspective, man, we are doing really well in terms of success numbers for the diverse shows compared to what the typical failure rate is for television in general, which tends to be very white and very male-centric. Now we're gonna have a new segment called Ask Phil and Jenny, you guys. That means that you can tweet at us any question for advice for you, question about us, or the world. Because you know what? We're the angry big sister and big brother you never had.
This week's question comes from @SteveDelizzo. He asks, what did you think of Jeremy Lin's season with the Lakers?
I know, bro.
Well, @SteveDelizzo, we were really excited about Jeremy's season with the Lakers. Going into it, we were pretty pumped for the possibilities. Unfortunately, the Lakers kind of were in the dumpsters this year.
I couldn't even watch.
It was hard to watch.
I couldn't even watch.
Yeah.
We still love you though.
I thought when Jeremy had a chance to shine, he was awesome.
Yeah.
But the team was bogged down by a lot of like team politics, personalities, bad gameplay, and just, I don't know, man. It was sad to see. It was sad to see.
I want Linsanity back, man. I want the excitement back.
Linsanity is here with us.
What?
Linsanity joins us today. Jeremy.
What did you think?
We're down with you no matter what, actually.
I love you back. I love you back.
Well, that's it for this edition of Angry Asian America. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to ISAtv for future episodes, and check out my blog, angryasianman.com, to see what's going on in Angry Asian America. We're gonna close it out with the angry video of the week. So until next time, stay angry.